Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for joining Marvin Lee Official today. To cover one of the amazing tools that are available to all ERA salespersons. Okay, ERA Pro. Okay, which is a tool which can help us to go through all the projects that are marketed by ERA. That's why it's called ERA Projects. Okay, and so it also stands for ERA Professional. So that you can be professional in handling all the requests and inquiries about your clients. And this will equip you to help with the process and the progress of the property acquisition by your clients. Okay, so well, without further ado, if you are interested to see more videos that are done by myself, okay, then you can visit Marvin Lee Official, okay, on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, okay, and you can add me and we can be friends and stay connected. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to go straight into the topic of today, okay, which is the ERA Pro app, which is an app on iOS and Android, okay, and you can actually access it, okay, by downloading from the respective stores. Okay, so now if you are going through this, basically you will be greeted with this page that opens up and is updated on very frequently. Okay, and the first thing that you will see will be the top selling 5 projects. Okay, so you see Midwood, Jadescape, Affinity, Foray, and Sterling Residences. So these are actually the top selling projects right now. Okay, and of course you can recommend these projects to your clients as well. Okay, and then you have the recent and upcoming projects that will be coming up. So Clairvaughn will be upcoming. You have Rimden 77, the Landmark. Okay, a lot of activities, and we just had our consumer talk for the Landmark as well here on Holland. Key Residences, a lot of training that's going on, and I'll teach you how to access and see the various training that is available. And then there's also Pack Central Residences, of which one of my DDs are actually Richard is actually taking this project. Okay, you can look for him, in order to join as the sales force. All right. Then there's Mira, Verdale, Penrose, Noma. Okay, so these are the recent upcoming projects. Okay, then we have the projects being so-called organized in terms of the various districts. Okay, so for example, if you are looking at projects that are in District 1 to District 8, then these are the various projects. Okay, of course you can click on all. You'll have access to all the projects that are within District 1 to District 8. Okay, so these are the various projects. Alright, so other than that, you can see that they are organized in all these districts. Okay, yeah, and we have commercial and industrial projects as well. So if you have clients who are actually looking at commercial industrial, you can easily send them information, which I will show you later. Alright, then we have the overseas projects, Australia, Cambodia, Malaysia, Thailand, UK, and these are the projects that we have sold out. Okay, so we have a past repertoire and archive of the project information just in case you need it. Alright, to do a sub-sale and all that. Okay, so the first thing to orientate you are the buttons. Okay, so let me first remove myself. Okay, all right, so if you're looking at the buttons, right, basically you have the start by button. So over here, when you click on start by button, you will see all the projects that have start by units. Okay, so the developer, they are willing to give a promotion or a start-by promotion, so you can get all the information. So for example, let's say if you're looking at 1953, click on it, you will see that these are the various start-bys that are available right now. Okay, of course there's always a disclaimer. Alright, so always confirm with the respective DDs and ICs and taggers, okay, to get the most latest update on the price and availability. Okay, then let me just bring myself in again. Okay, so this will be for the next project, 35 Gill State, all the star buys. Affinity at Serangoon, quite a lot of star buys. Okay, please remember to reference back to the various marketing personnel to find out whether these units are still available and whether the star buys are still in place. Okay, all right. So these are the star buys, and then now I will go into files. So over files will be the latest files that are general in nature, okay, that you can actually showcase to your client. So for example, this is on the 16th of October 2020, the very first one. Project Spotlight Deals, final few units not to be missed, and 3 bedrooms under 1.6 million. So ERA has created all these PDFs that you can actually forward to your client. So let's click on this. Alright, so you will access and you will be able to download this and send to your client. Alright, and of course, if they want more information, they can click on it and it will actually go to the respective projects in our ERA project web, okay, which is another cool feature which I've covered before in some of my trainings. Alright, so let's go back to that. Alright, then we have shop units, so I just click one more. So these are the various shop units, commercial shop units that are available in case your buyers they do not want to pay ABSD, and they want to acquire something. Then these are the lists that you can actually send out. Okay, before sending out, you may want to just edit and put in your contact details. Alright, and that will help you in prospecting. Okay, so these are all the files that are arranged according from the latest to the something that was shared earlier. Alright, so these are the files. I will go to newsfeed first before I go back to the main button. Alright, so under the newsfeed, you will have the latest messages. Yesterday I was receiving a lot of information about the Riviera promotion, whereby even some of the units you get about $1,000 per square foot discount from the developer, which is unbelievable. Alright, so the information is actually here. Okay, so you can copy this text and you can forward it to your clients. Alright, so if you are in our so-called broadcast list, then of course you will get the same information, but if not, you can always rely on ERA Pro to receive all these messages. Okay, it is already archived and it will be according to the latest to the earliest messages that have been sent to you. Okay, so if you want more information, just remember, other than going to your emails that have been sent to your email inbox, okay, you can also refer to ERA Pro. Okay, and over here will be the latest transactions, okay, as keyed in by our hardworking marketing personnel. Alright, so you can see these are the projects that have been sold, and whether there's a release units, you can actually see it over here. Okay, so by looking at these on a daily basis, you will have some talking point with your client. You can go to them and say, hey, do you know that this project has a few units sold today? Would you like to have a look? Things like that. So you can actually send this over to them. Alright, so this will be the transactions that are across the board. Everything that has been sold, okay, will be captured here. Okay, and then there's this button called restricted. It says akan datang, okay, coming soon. Awesome, great content. So we look forward to more expansion, okay, more success with ERA. Okay, at any point in time, if you want to do a search, you can do it. So for example, if I want to talk about Woodley, which oh, there's nothing on Woodley. So for example, if I want to look at Penrose, okay, so I'll key in Penrose, and all the messages that are related to Penrose will show. Let me see that. What happened? Okay, Penrose. Alright, so then these are all the messages with Penrose. Okay, so you can actually have an archive, and it's a searchable archive. Alright, so we are done with newsfeed. We are done with these 4 buttons. Okay, now I'm going to go into this 3-star over here, okay, which will open the menu. Alright, so over here, of course, this is only available to ERA agents. So if you are in ERA or you want to have these features on the ERA Pro, then you need to join ERA. Okay, and of course we welcome you. Alright, but this particular video is catered to those of you who have this software and have access to it. So you need to log in, okay? And you can get the access through our ERA IT department. Okay, so over here you see that there are various tabs that you can click on. First is the tagger check-in. Okay, so I'm just going to describe it. Basically, if you click on this, what happens is you are actually allowed to check in that you are in that particular show flat, and if anyone is actually looking for a tagger in that particular show flat, they will see that you are actually there. All right, and the moment you leave the location, okay, after a certain number of meters, then they will actually log you out of the location. Okay, so this is quite automated, but you definitely need to check in, because you can be in a show flat, but maybe you are serving and you don't have time to entertain any tagging. So this is how it actually works. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this. All right, so the next one will be project sharing. Okay, so over here you can actually share the projects with your clients. Okay, of course, if I have generated reports and if I have the permission to do so, I can generate report. Other than that, the one that is most interesting here will be media library. Okay, so media library is that conversation starter that you have over a meal with a client, or when you bump into them, you know, during the CNI or festive seasons. Okay, so what you do is, you know, you're talking about property, and then basically you just pull this up. This is the media library, and you can say that these are some of the projects that are being launched, you know, right now, you know, that are new to ERA. You know, if you want more information, we can look at it. You know, for example, Claiborne. Okay, these are the gallery, and these are the files. Okay, so it is not going to be a sales oriented kind of sharing. It's more of a visual, conversational, you know, a treat to your client, you know, to entice them to find out more from you. Okay, so for example, you know, if we go to the media library and we look at another project called the Landmark. Okay, so Landmark, you can see these are the various images. Then we have the show flat photos. You know, you can click on the show flat photos and you can go through. These are how the show flat looks like. You know, you want to go down and view with me. You know, you have the views from the project itself, you know, from which floor and so on and so forth. You know, very seldom brand new project will provide so much information. Okay, so you realize from project to project, the information that is being provided to you are different. All right, so you have to really look at it, you know, and maybe just run through before you have that conversation with your clients. Okay, of course you can look at the videos as well. So these are the various videos. So if you click on it, you know, these are actually the videos that you can actually show your clients. Okay, and of course these are the files as well. Okay, so let's say if the project actually has a virtual tour as well, like this Dalby house. Okay, so you can go into the project virtual tour and you can click on this. Okay, so of course this will access the virtual tour, which you can straight away showcase, you know, and have that complete that conversation with your client. Okay, so of course then again they will have the project related files. Okay, so there's no availability of units, pricing of units and all that, because this is really meant as a conversation starter with your clients. Okay, so you can just have that very casual browsing, scanning, you know, together with them. Okay, yeah. So on top of that, you have my files. Okay, so my files allows you to upload content or PDFs or images that you want to use. For example, you have a chart on ABSD from the newspaper, you know, which you want to include in your presentation. You can actually upload it over here. Okay, so you can upload by choosing file and you can save it to my files. Okay, so this becomes your portable presentation kit, which you can actually use with your clients. Okay, all right. So we have covered the tab over here. That's where I talked about the last time, calendar. Okay, so calendar allows you to actually find out what are the next so-called training sessions or talks that are available for you to participate it together with your clients. Okay, so okay, let me get myself out, and you can see, for example, on today, on the 22nd, there's actually a key empowerment mass briefing. Okay, so the link is actually located there as well. Then on the 24th, you actually have ERA Property Weekend. 25th, we have the Key Empowerment Series Consumer Seminar, and then you have the Property Weekend second day. Then on Monday, there's nothing. On 28th, there's actually a Penrose dialogue with ERA Diamond Taggers. Okay, so more information about that can be seen here, and these are the agents who will be sharing. Okay, so you can see the location and the link over here. So this becomes very easy for you to so-called tabulate, and schedule your next training session with ERA, okay, to increase your success. Okay, so now I'm going to come to the main feature of ERA Pro. Okay, when you're with your clients, how do you actually make use of it, to talk to them, to go through the particular project. So the first thing is the search function. Okay, so for example, I have a client who is keen on looking at a 3-bedroom in Woodleigh Residences. Okay, so which of course we have just recently been added in as the marketing agents. Okay, so ERA agents are now able to market the Woodleigh Residences, and I'm one of the division directors in charge of it. Alright, so let's say if that's the case, you search on Woodleigh, you do a search, and you will immediately have the project that either has the name Woodleigh, or is in the vicinity of Woodleigh, or is relevant to Woodleigh. Okay, so that's why you have Woodleigh Residences and Park Colonial. So if we click on Woodleigh Residences, you have the information like the developer, the number of units, the expected TOP, and the tenure, whether it's 99 or freehold. And of course, if you want to join the chat group, you can always join our Tiger chat, the hyper chat over here. Okay, of course, if you're accessing using your okay, of course if you're accessing using your iPhone or your smartphone, then you will be able to click this immediately and load into your WhatsApp. All right, then of course you have information about the projects over here. In some of the projects, you will actually see the maintenance fee as well. Okay, so now we have the brief info about the project, okay, which is what you will start during your presentation, right? Let's go to the next step, which is the site plan. Okay, so the site plan allows you to look at the site map of the project. Okay, so you can see that very clearly, because if you are viewing on your iPad, you can actually zoom in, okay, to have a look at the features, and the facilities in more detail. Okay, on top of that, we have in updated live. This is the elevation chart for the Woodleigh Residences. Okay, so at any point in time, if you are looking at, okay, you want to see this particular layout, you just can click on it, and they will show you all the details, which is the floor plan, okay, which you can download and save. All right, and you can see the price, the PSF, the PSM, and all the information. Okay, I will share with you how you can actually make a comparison, okay, for the floor plans later on. All right, so this particular unit is available, and let's move on. Okay, so this is the elevation chart. You can actually download this elevation chart by clicking the top right hand corner, and you'll be able to download this thing. Okay, so let's move on to amenities. Amenities refers to the amenities of the project. Okay, so over here, these are the surrounding amenities. And what is really interesting, especially if you are presenting to your client, previously you had to rely on a so-called your presentation kit, which is a hard copy. Okay, right now you don't have to. It is live, and you can actually interact with it. All right, you can see the various schools, the MRT stations, and the exits, the bus interchanges, the malls. Okay, so over here you can see these are the 3 malls. Okay, if you click on whichever, let's say the point center, you can actually see live how you can actually get to the point center from Woodleigh Residences itself. Okay, so these are the location of the eateries that are nearby. Okay, so you can always check it out, you know, how you can actually get there via car, via foot, and so on and so forth. Okay, the supermarkets nearby, the medical, the park, the petrol, okay, and of course the community centers. Okay, so in future, Woodleigh itself will also have a community club as well. Okay, next we move on to the available units. Okay, this is where the magic happens. Okay, if you are serving your client and they want to look for available units, these are all the available units. Okay, in Woodleigh Residences, there are actually released and unreleased units. Okay, so those that are unreleased will be without price. Okay, those with pricing will be the release units. All right, so we can actually look through the stack. So for example, if your client has a particular stack that they are interested in, you know, you can straight away zoom in, let's say stack 51. So you can go into 51 just by scrolling down. Okay, 51, and you can see there's only 2 units available. Okay, what does 2 units available mean? It means that it is a hot stack. Okay, and if you want to propose a particular 3-bedroom deluxe to your buyer, then you can propose based on the hot stacks. Okay, because everybody chose it, there must be a reason why that is so. Okay, next thing is, okay, you have a client who says, okay, I only want stack 2, level 2 to level 3. So there's no level 2 over here, there's only level 3. So you look at level 3 available units. Okay, so if your client says they only want level 8, then we go to level 8 over here. And these are the available units. So you can actually have a look at it. Okay, so but personally, most of the time I will use price. Okay, because most of our buyers, they do have a price in mind. So for example, they are looking at a price range from 1.8 million to 2 million. Okay, so let's scroll down and look at 1.8 million. Okay, so we can start looking at this over here. All right, so 1125 is a 2-bedroom flexi, and you have a 3-bedroom. You have a 3-bedroom, up to 3 bedrooms. Okay, so if you ask your client, can he stretch a little bit, he can go for 0350, which is the 3-bedroom deluxe. Okay, at any point in time, if you see a particular unit and you want to find out more information about it, click on it, and you have the so-called layout. You also will be able to look at the stack location as well. Okay, any point in time, if let's say these are the details which your client has shortlisted already, what do? You can actually do a share. So when you do a share, you can actually share via airdrop, you know, or message, email, and all that. Okay, that can be done, no problem. Another thing that you can do is, let's say you want to do a calculation on the finances. So you can click on this and click on calculator over here on the bottom right corner. Alright, so over here you have a choice of checking out the mortgage, the payment schedule, as well as the various currency. So I think the most useful one will be the payment schedule, and we look at this. So this is basically straight away they already key in already the 5%, how much it is based on the purchase price of the property. So you can advise your client upon looking at this. Of course, check back with the taggers, the ICs, the DDs, you know, on as to what are the payment stage right now. Okay, so that you can advise your client in terms of the payment as well. Okay. Of course, you can also calculate the mortgage, you know, that your and the installment that your client need to pay. Okay, using this, so you can do a calculation. All right, over here. Okay, so these are the very informative unit selection over here. You can also go by type, okay, which is very common. If you have a buyer who wants to compare all the 2 bedrooms, okay, so basically you can just go into this type here and you can select, you say, okay, maybe I want to do a comparison versus for this 529 square feet. Okay, so I add, and I want to compare with the 570, so I add. All right, so I have 2. Straight away I can go to the VS, and let's look at this. I will delete this one because this is Park Colonial. Alright, so and I select these two and I do a comparison. So over here you can see the size, okay, the price is there, as well as which block it is. Okay, so this is what you can do for the comparison. If you want to compare with another project, you can also add in, okay, like Park Colonial later, as I did earlier. Okay, so let's move on. We have the star buy units as well. Okay, so for Woodleigh residences, these are the star buy units. Okay, so please contact your taggers, okay, and the DDs if you have a buyer for the Woodleigh residences. Okay, now for floor plan comparison, let's go to the floor plan. So let's say we want to compare the floor plan between the 2 bedrooms. Okay, so now I want to do a comparison between 1A and B1, for example. Okay, so this will be the 2 different layouts, you know, and you can distinctly tell the differences between the 2 floor plan, and you can share it to your client over here. Okay, if you want to, you can also do a comparison between the 2 let me uncheck this. Okay, let me see, 2 bedroom and 2 bedroom deluxe. Okay, so let's look at this one, and you can see what is actually the difference between these 2 layouts. Okay, so these are the comparison for the floor plan. All right, let's see whether we can do a share based on these 2. You can probably share this as well. All right, so we are done with the floor plan. So media, remember we had a media files at the beginning. Yeah, this is actually the similar tab, all right, whereby you get all your media, but it now comes in the form of your presentation to your client. Okay, as you're going through the units, the floor plan, you can always toggle between checking the price, checking the location of the stack, you know, and then looking at the images and the photos. So instead of going into the show flat and have a look, you can actually click on the virtual tour and say, you know, at the presentation table, you say, okay, let's have a look at the virtual tour. Or you can bring them into the show flat, or you can actually do this offsite, outside of the show flat, and do this presentation to your client. Okay, so all the information has been neatly organized for you. All right, so you can always share this with your clients as well. Okay, so let's look at this one. This one is, let's say, the PP form, all the documents that are related to Woodleigh residences you can find, including all our briefing slides as well. Okay, finally, you can email this project, all right, to your client. So over here, you know, let's say you're talking to Mr. Tong. So you put Mr. Tong, handsome, all right, and you can give their email, so whatever email it is, and you can type a message and you can just click send, and the whole project information will be sent to Mr. Tong via his email. Okay, so this actually will be very interesting for your client. All right, so now other than the email, okay, we have the contacts. Okay, contacts will tell you the commission, who are the DDs and all that, you know. So you can click on the top and you can see who are the marketing personnel, who are the DDs. You can see myself there, and these are the taggers. Okay, so you can contact any of our taggers, okay, to actually secure a booking appointment to view the show flat. All right, so this is very important for this particular project, and I think all projects today, due to the safe distancing. Okay, so these are our commission and incentive. All right, any announcement, if there are messages that are being sent by ERA Pro, it will be reflected here as well. And these are the transactions. Okay, so the units that are sold and released will be updated over here live. Okay, so this is actually very current. Latest will be updated by end of day. All right, and then this is the very interesting one, which is the Woodleigh residences summary chart. Okay, so over here you get a full summary of the project. How many percent sold is about 57% sold and about 23% available. Okay, so what are the available for the 2 bedroom? Basically, you're left with last 3 units. Okay, grab it, guys, grab it, it's very good. All right, Then of course 7 units out of the 180, so last 10 units of the 2-bedroom, but we have the 2-bedroom flexi, and that comes with 41 units available. Okay, and then for the 4-bedroom deluxe, 4 units release. Okay, so these are the release units only. Okay, so this will be what it is over here. Okay, and you can see the comparison in terms of the lowest price to the highest price of the release units stated over here. And of course you have the information on the blocks, okay, how many units available. So perhaps, you know, if I'm someone who is lazy to do my own research, then I will look at block 25 and block 19, because left with one last unit. Okay, everybody has bought this block, then therefore it must be a good block, I will buy this block. Okay, so this how some of the buyers will actually rationalize their decision. Okay, then these are the pricing based on the blocks. So from here you can see basically which are the premium stack. Okay, usually the highest PSF will also mean that they have the smallest unit as well. Okay, so but these are based on the release units. Okay, so typically I would say that there will be some premium if you buy on block 23, for example. Okay, so these are by the floor plans. So let's say you want to buy A1B, there's only 1 unit left out of 40. Okay, so this will be the information that is provided to your client. Okay, if you are on this page and you want to do a refresh, just click on a refresh and you'll be updated immediately. Okay, for currently, I think very few projects will have this appointment booking system. So it's currently not being utilized, probably something that will be used in the future. Okay, so for that, I may just want to go to the floor plan and do an addition, let's say, not floor plan, sorry, the units. And then let's say I want to compare with a 2-bedroom for Park Colonial. So 2-bedroom, and then I can just add. So when I go to this, I have all the 3 and I can do a comparison between the projects. Okay, so you can see the various project, you know, what is the square feet. So Park Colonial, the 2-bedroom is actually larger than Woodleigh. In terms of pricing is about the same in terms of PSF. Okay, so on and so forth. So if they are buying based on PSF, actually both are equally good. Okay, and then you may consider the merits of the unit itself. Okay, so this allows you to do a comparison, and of course at any point in time you can download this, you know, you can download this, you can save, you can print it out, you can copy, and you can do an airdrop. All right, so okay, we are done with the floor plans and everything here. Yeah, so that's the end of the ERA Pro. Okay, so in summary, I guess ERA Pro is a fantastic app for you to service, to interact, to guide, to educate your clients. Okay, it is a very convenient and efficient means, okay, for you to consolidate your data to present to your clients as well. Okay, so 2, 1, it is your so-called your landing page, okay, where you get to interact with client. 2, this becomes your organizer, helps you to organize everything in the comfort and the convenience of your mobile devices. Okay, so the main thing is, if I were serving someone, okay, who I'm just meeting and just want to have a conversation, I'll just go straight. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. There's this thing called My Project. Okay, whenever you have a project, let's say if we go to the main one, and I am also doing pen rolls, for example, I can actually click this heart here and it will be added into My Projects. Okay, I almost forgot about this. Yeah, so if I go to My Project now, pen rolls is part of my Projects. Okay, so this is a very convenient way to organize the projects that you are actually constantly marketing to your client. Okay, so this is one of the things that you can do. All right, but back to what I was saying, you know, basically if I'm serving a client and I want to just have a conversation, you know, over coffee, we are in a social gathering, you know, I don't want anything too heavy, too specific. I just want to gather some interest, you know, and then let them know I'm a salesperson. Okay, so then I'll go to media library and I will just highlight, hey, this is the project that was sold 70% on day one, and I can show them some information. When they see what you're able to do for them, maybe they'll give you a call and say, hey, why don't you help me with my next property purchase? Okay, so that's the first thing. If your second thing that you can do with this really is your research. Okay, when you are preparing properties to show or to propose to your clients, then you need to do a lot of research. Rather than going all over the place and getting the information, you can use ERA Pro to help you to consolidate all the things that you need. All right, so that's where you can easily use this for that. Third, of course, it is your sales tool. Okay, therefore, when you're sitting down with a client, okay, and you're going to the project, before you actually do a presentation on the show flat without a tagger, for example, you can actually run through using ERA Pro to do the research, do the presentation. When you sit down, that's when you discuss the merits of the project to your purchaser. Okay, and it is as easy as that. And sometimes, in a rare case whereby the client really is very involved in the whole process of exploring the property that you're showing to them, they may take over and click and from you and start clicking, and find out information that they want. And well, you just pass your iPad to them and it's autopilot already. Okay, so this becomes very, very useful. Okay, so this is the tool that you use physically to help you to discuss and to open up conversations. Secondly, to do your research. Thirdly, to do a presentation and closing. Okay, because why? The availability units will be showcased on your ERA Pro. Okay, but of course, when you put up the check, do check with the tagger and the ICDD and the marketing whether it is really available and whether the price is correct. Okay, so that's the caveat that I will give. Now, if you are just using this, then you are only harnessing 33% of the power, because I think today ERA has invested a lot on technology to ensure that all of us will be able to leverage on technology to win in sales. Okay, so how do we do that? There's something called ERA Project Web as well. Okay, so you can explore that. Okay, that has been covered in one of my past videos. Okay, and then the third thing, you also have the Robo Advisor by ERA. Okay, and that is a different angle. You start off with the finance, and from the finance, what they're able to loan and all that, the Robo Advisor will recommend projects that they can actually afford, projects that are suitable to them, and that will be covered in another session. All right, so with that, thank you very much for joining me in today's session. Okay, remember, okay, you are with MarvinLeeOfficial, and you can add me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and then I'll see you on the other side of success.